You're imposter?
Yes. Yes.
Well done.
Let's fucking go! Oh my god. Hey. Hey. we fucking did! Let's go! Hey guys, it's your boy Fry, and I'm here to teach you how to get perfect aim in 2021. So, for this video, we're going to talk about 3 different things. First, we're going to talk about how to get your perfect sensitivity. Second, we're going to teach you how to fine-tune that sensitivity to make sure you don't miss those valuable headshots. And third, we're going to talk about how to get your sensitivity over from this game and this client to other games and other titles. So this is for PC only, and it works with any DPI. If you're not sure about DPI, don't worry, stay tuned. I'm going to teach you a few other tips and tricks to help you along the way. So enjoy the video, guys. Let me know if this helped you out in the comments. Thanks. Hey guys, so to get started, you're going to need a few things. You're going to need to download the game VALORANT, which is free off their website. Just type it into Google, VALORANT, go over to their website, hit play now, play for free, fill out your information, download the client. From there, you'll be able to download it. You do have to do a reset, so to make sure you do that first. After that, you want to go over to Steam. Make sure in Steam you look up Aim Labs, download that. It should be free as well. We're going to use that a little bit later, but you still want to have it downloaded now so you don't have to do it later on. You're also going to need a couple of websites. I'll link those in the descriptions. Make sure you have those tabs opened or opened on your phone. That's the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to show you exactly what I see from my phone. It's a lot easier to do it while you're doing the steps. So just make sure you have those things downloaded. Make sure you have the websites up to save you some time. And then we can get started on the video. So now that we have everything downloaded, what we want to do is we want to set up our DPI. So depending on what mouse you have, for example, mine is a Razer. You might have a different brand, that's okay. You want to go to the corresponding software, and that's where you can set up your DPI. Okay, I'll show you how I do it on mine. It might be a little bit different on yours. What we want to do is go over here, load up Razer Snaps. There we go, launch Snaps. Here I'm going to see what products I own. I'm going to go with the Razer Viper Ultimate. And then we're going to go over to Performance, okay? From here, we're going to be able to set up which DPI works for you. I'll teach you how I like to check which one's good for people. But if you have other methods, that's okay too. So keep in mind, you can find a lot of videos on what DPI is and how it works, but this video is going to be way more simple. We're just going to find something that we like, okay? So let's start at stage 1. So what I like to do is I like to look at the top left corner, bring my cursor up there, and then I would like to look at the top right corner and try to drag it over and see how I feel. That feels really, really slow to me, okay? What I want to do, let's try stage 2. Try that again. And take the cursor to the top left corner, and look at the top right corner, and then drag it over. That's a lot better. Feels a lot smoother. Let's try stage 3. I'm going to take it, whoa. I'm going to take it to the top left corner. I'm going to look at the top right corner. I'm going to bring it over. That is too much. I quickly overshoot it. It goes onto my second screen. I can't control that. So for me, I think stage 2 was the best. What you could also do is you could try stage 4, stage 5, just see. Everybody's different, so worth giving it a try. Let's try stage 4. Top left corner, I cannot control that. And I'm going to look at the top right corner, and yeah, way too fast. Another really good way to test which DPI is good for you, for example, between stage 3 and stage 2 for me, what you can do is you can draw circles. Show you what I mean. You see this flag over here? If I try to make a circle, it's more like an oval. And see, it's kind of going all over the place. It might be tough to see for you, but I can tell it's not really smooth. If I go to stage 2, I can easily start making circles. They're a lot rounder, a lot easier for me to control. That's how I know stage 2 is probably going to be for me. Stage 1, it takes forever. It's so slow for me. I feel like, yeah, I can kind of make a circle, but it's just more of like a loop oval action. Stage 2, nice circles, smooth circles. So I got to do easy. Okay, so now we have our DPI set. It's time to go into our trainer. We're going to open up Valorant. So if you've never played this game before, you are going to have to run a tutorial. It doesn't take very long, maybe, I don't know, less than 5 minutes. So make sure you do the tutorial, get that done, and then you'll be able to go into the shooting range. Once you're on the main page, what you want to do is hit play. And we're gonna go down to the bottom left here where it says practice. Gonna hit practice, shooting range. Make sure you have that selected. We're gonna enter the range. Okay, once we're at the shooting range, you can choose any hero you like, any character. I like Omen, so I'm gonna stick with Omen. Okay, so from here, a few things you want to do before you get started. You want to look at your mouse pad space. It's very important that you have it clean and you don't have anything to obscure yourself from hitting. Make sure your hand doesn't hit anything as you go left to right. Having more mouse pad space is better. So if you don't have a very big mouse pad, it could be something worth investing in, especially if you want to take your gameplay seriously to the next level. A lot of esports and professional players, they have very large mouse pads and they have really clean setups. All right. So now that we're in the game, what we want to do is we want to hit B and we want to go over to this gun called the Vandal. Okay. So the reason why we're going to use this gun is because the first bullet always shoots absolutely straight. Wherever you have your cursor pointed or your reticle pointed, it will always shoot absolutely straight. So if I want to shoot the middle of the board, perfectly straight. I want to shoot the middle of this board, perfectly straight. All right. All the guns in this game, they have a shooting pattern, and we don't really need to use that for this video, but it's good to understand by what I mean by that. So if you hold on to the shoot button in the middle, so as you noticed, the first two bullets went fairly straight. After that, the gun really starts to rise up, and then it goes from left to right, left to right. So in order to get the most accurate shot, what you want to do is you want to tap shot, one tap, or 1, 2, 3. That's it. Give yourself maybe a quarter of a second. That's it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You see how they're all a lot more bunched up? You don't need to do more than that. Okay, so although the gun does have a shoot pattern, all you need to do is your one taps and your 1, 2, 3s. So my reticle is very simple. It's just a dot, and I'll show you how to get that. Gonna hit escape. Gonna go up here to crosshair, and I have mine set up as green yellow, outlines on, outline opacity 0.5, outline thickness 1, center dot on, center dot opacity 1, center dot thickness 2, fade crosshair with firing on. I don't think this really matters a whole lot. Show expected players crosshair on, disable crosshair off, show inner lines off, and I have all these, because they're off, these numbers won't even work. Movement errors are off, firing errors are off. So all this kind of stuff is going to be off. That's at 10, that's at 2. I don't think it matters because I'm not using those outer lines. I'm just using the center dot. We're not going to be moving around when we do this video. In this game, if you move like back and forth and you shoot, your shot is very random. But if you stand in one spot, it's very straight. So for the sake of this video, we're not gonna move around. We're gonna stand in one spot. It's only to train our aim. What you want to do is go up to sensitivity number 1. Okay, sensitivity number 1. Then you want to walk all the way up. You want to make sure you're all the way at the front. Okay, and this is when the website's going to come into play. So you want to pull up the website. There's going to be 2 sites. So this is going to be the first sensitivity calculator that I have linked. So make sure you click the right one in the description, because this one's a lot more basic. And what we're going to do is we're going to find the sensitivity of our natural movement. So our natural sway. What I mean by that is when you look around, you want it to feel fairly comfortable. Like if you do figure eights, it feels like, they're actually going in an 8 motion. If you do circles, they feel like circles, right? So what you want to do is start at number 1, and I'm going to teach you how to do this. You're going to go over to, see this door right over here? You can even shoot it to place a marker. There's going to be a door on the right, and there's going to be little, basically like power output on the left. And it's basically just one line going up. Might be a little tough to see, but it's definitely there, okay? So what you're gonna do is you are going to swipe from one side to the other side and back. That's all you're gonna do. Practice getting that motion. Okay. And the reason why I'm telling you to practice is because if you don't practice, you're gonna do this. Your hands are gonna go way up, or your hands are gonna go way down here when you go there. So what it should feel like is one normal sweep to get to the other side. Okay? Alright. So now here's the sensitivity, finding the right sensitivity part of the video. Okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna type in our starting sensitivity as 1. From there, it's gonna give us two values. There's gonna be a value on the left. For me, that's 0.5. And there's gonna be a value on the right, which is 1.5. So what we're gonna do is go over here into our sensitivity. Gonna find our aim sensitivity. You can find it by looking down, or you can go over to general and adjust it here in this page. So just for the sake of quickness, we're gonna adjust it here. So always keep scope sensitivity at 1. Don't change that one, but sensitivity aim, change that to 0.5. Okay, so we're gonna test that and see how we feel about that. Basically what this trainer does, it gives you two values and you determine which one you like better. It uses different algorithms and basically finds your average aim of what feels like comfortable to you. So make sure you do exactly as I do it, and we'll get a sensitivity that works for you, and then we're gonna fine tune that sensitivity, and I'll show you a bit of what I mean, okay? For now, we don't need to shoot the gun or anything, we're just looking around. So you have this power box up here, you see this line up here in the power box, and I have my sensitivity at 0.5, and now we're gonna do one solid motion to get to the other side. There we go, in the middle of the door. Now we're gonna go back. You see how when I went back, it really dipped low? So I need to correct that. Right there. Right there. It keeps dipping low on me. It's kind of tough for me to keep normal. So once you know how this feels, you can go on to the next sensitivity. So I get the feeling of that. It feels like a lot slower than 1. It's really hard to control as I sway through. So now I'm going to try 1.5, see how I feel about that. There you go. Close settings. So, a lot quicker. We're going to hold on to, going to find the middle of this little power grid here. Go over to the door. Back. Door. So you see how this one for me is way easier to keep straight as I go through. It's a lot easier for me to keep straight. I do overshoot it, but it is a lot easier to keep straight. So for me, this one is better. Okay, and I'll tell you why I think it's better for me. I'm able to keep my reticle right around the line here. And when I sweep over, I'm not dipping. And I can almost get perfectly in the middle of the door. Look back and look back. So as I'm swaying through, I'm not dipping too low and I'm not going too high. If you go back and you look at the first one with the first sensitivity, I was dipping low a lot, even though I was trying not to. So I think this one's gonna work for me. So what you're gonna do is go back to the aim trainer. And on the aim trainer, you're gonna select irritation number 1, you're gonna choose higher. If higher feels better for you, choose higher. Okay, if lower feels better for you, choose lower. So what it's going to do next is going to bring up another basically row underneath, and it's going to give you 2 more sensitivities, and you can do the same thing again. So I have 0.63. There we go, making sure. Close that, and we're going to do it again. It does dip a little bit for me in the end, but it's ultimately not that bad. Not bad. Okay. Now we're gonna hit escape. And I'm gonna try the next one. Like that. Settings. Find the line. Getting it in the middle is not too bad. I'm not overshooting. You can tell it's way too fast or not good enough for you if you can't get on the line here fairly easily. Like if you're ending up all the way over here or you're ending up way too short, then this one doesn't work for you. But if you are kind of getting there and getting right in the window here, you're going back and getting right on the line, and you're not swaying too much on the way through, you know, this one's probably good for you. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this one is good for me. So back to the aim trainer. I'm going to select higher. We're going to look at the sensitivity table, and it's going to give us 2 more values on the next row. We got 0.94, and then we have 2.19. So we're going to start with 0.94. 0.94. I'm going to try this out. Okay. So I know what that feels like. It's not bad. There is a slight dip up here in the middle for me, but I can relatively get it right in the window and get it right on the line. So the control feels really good. It's just that dip I'm not too happy with. Okay. So now we're going to try the next one, which is 2.19. 2.19. Okay. Over here. So for me, I'm going to say the lower one is better. I do like 0.94 better than this one. This one's just too fast and I can't really control it. The next thing to do is try the next 2 numbers. I got 0.88 and 1.63. So it's not bad. I got a feel for it. I don't like the dips, but the control is really good. Now we're going to try 1.63. The control is really not good for this one for me. I find it's just maybe too quick, and I end up like over here. And when I go back, I end up like way up here or way down here. It just doesn't feel very natural. So I'm going to go with the lower one. Although I did get the sways, the control was there, and that's going to be kind of more important thing. The sways you can work on, whether it goes up and down and dips, you can work on that. The biggest thing is finding the control. Now we got another irritation, another row. And this one is 0.85 and 1.28. Okay, so I know what this is like. The control is a lot better. The sway is a little bit loopy at the end. It dips a little bit down. It goes a little bit high, but I understand what this feels like. Keep in mind, as the numbers get tighter, it's going to be tougher to tell, but you want to basically learn what the sensitivity is like and then go from there. Keep in mind, like I said, control is always more important than the sway, because the sway you can work on. For me, the higher had more control. 105 and 1.29. So we're gonna try 1.29. So for me, I'm gonna go with the lower one. I think the lower one, although it did sway, the sway didn't feel as dramatic, and the control was actually a touch better. 2 new values, the same 1.05 and 1.17. So let's go back to 1.05 and see how that felt again. I know what that feels like. Sounds good. We're gonna try the next one. It's always okay to go back and see which one you like better too. So I think for this one, I might actually have to go back to 1.05 and find out which one I like better again. Just based off the control, 1.05 is going to be better for me. The other one did feel good. And like I said, when they get really tight, it's going to be tough to tell. But 1.05 does get the slight edge again, just because the control is a lot better. So we're going to go hit lower again. And then we're going to get a perfect sensitivity at the end. This is a 7-stage system. So the perfect sensitivity is 1.08. So what I want you guys to do is basically take that number with a grain of salt. Try 1.08. See how you feel about it. I'm going to try it right here. And I'm going to let you know how I feel. The dips, yeah, the dips are still present, but the control is very good. Right in the middle. Right in the middle. Right in the power line. Right in the middle. Right in the power line. Right in the middle. Right in the power line. So what this means is this sensitivity is not bad. So this sensitivity is great for games that you're not really shooting a whole lot, or games that it's okay if you miss a ton of bullets. So what I would say is for a lot of like single player games, maybe where the bots aren't too strong, or for games where reticle is like really big, or your like spread is really big. What I mean by that is maybe games like Overwatch, this would work really well in. Games that you don't like I said, like you don't really have to shoot a lot, but you're doing a lot of like movement and looking around. Because when I look around, it feels really good. Like if you tell me to go to from here to the first window to the third window, I can almost like adjust so fast that it feels very natural. Right? And eventually, just a little bit of practice, and I'm like dead on, right? Same thing with this one. If you're like, go from this window to the power line, easily, I find it. Go from here to the first window, find it. Go from here to the door, find it, right? So it's really good, but it's a little bit finicky if I'm gonna rely on this for hitting those valuable shots. So keep in mind, take this sensitivity with a grain of salt. This sensitivity is great for games where you're looking around a lot, or you're not necessarily shooting, or you can sacrifice missing shots because it's just the nature of the game. I think other games like that are like Destiny, but the other ones that really come to mind are like Overwatch and games with like very big spreads, or let's just say you're not necessarily shooting, but you're doing other things. You have to aim like your heals, but it's like a bigger spread, things along the line. So keep this sensitivity in the books, because you might use it for some games, but if you want to fine tune your sensitivity and you want to take it to the next level, you know, we're talking about esports, making sure you hit those headshots, we got another way to find out, okay? So it's gonna be the next part of the video. Keep in mind, I always recommend taking a bit of a break too, because we were just sitting here for how long focused in. What we want to do is take a bit of a break, 5-10 minutes, come back, and we'll do the next part of the video. Thanks. So with this part of the video, we're going to actually set up our bots. For here, we're going to hit F3. We're going to go over to medium. We're going to do, I think we're not going to do streak. We're not going to do bots. I think that's about it. We just have to set the speed to medium, bot armor off, and infinite ammo on. It's really important you have that one on. We're going to go here. So what this does is when you hit start, you will have a bunch of bots show up. So they all show up in random spots. And what we're going to have to do is we're actually going to try to shoot the bots. Essentially, we're taking this aim that we had and we're going to turn it into a more of a real type of simulation. In game, people are not just going to stand around in one spot, but that's not the point. The point is to get the sensitivity fine-tuned so that it's almost perfect. So if you ever need to hit a spot, you're going to hit it. We're going to do now, make sure we have the Vandal, make sure we have everything set up. If you took a break and you came back, you might have had to reset it, but no big deal. The other big thing is when you go over to the shooting range and you select your challenge, I think medium is the best one to get started on because there's a really nice rhythm. If it's a little bit too fast for you, you could go on slow, but what I really want you guys to work on is to get to that medium. Medium is going to be the best place to practice. So yeah, easy, medium, and hard. So with easy, it's just going to be like way too slow. You really want to try to get a work up to medium. You really want to be practicing on this medium range, especially for this part of the video if you can. If medium is really easy for you, like I'm talking you're a professional esports player and it's absolutely way too easy for you, and you feel like you can hit every single shot regardless of sensitivity, try hard. But what most people are going to end up doing is doing medium, and once we find that sensitivity and we have it fine-tuned, then we're going to practice on hard once we have our number, right? And hard is all about learning that sensitivity and getting it to a perfect spot. So I recommend you start on medium. If it's too quick for you, go to easy, but try to get up to medium. And we have 1.08. That was our number that we ended up last time. Yours might be different, and that's totally okay. So the next calculator is a completely other calculator. Make sure you click the right one in the description. And we're going to put our base sensitivity, 1.08. So this calculator works very similar. It just looks a little bit different. The values that you use are just in a different spot. So hopefully you don't get a little bit too confused, and I'll try to explain it along the way. So the first numbers we're going to test. So we're going to do 0.54 to start. Once we have that, the number popped up there, and we are going to hit start, and we're going to basically start shooting. So what I want you guys to do is for all of these, I want you to do it 2 times. The first time, learn the sensitivity because it's going to feel really weird for you, especially the first time you're on it. The second time, try to hit as many heads as possible. Just go for the highest number you can, okay? So do every single one twice. This is going to take a while, guys, but this is what it takes to find that perfect sensitivity. Okay, so did it one time through. I went for only headshots, and I tried a 1 tap only. You can go for like the quick taps, like the burst, but I don't think it'll necessarily give you enough time. Try to go for the headshots. If you are if you know you're gonna miss, or you're just too far off, then burst. But try not to rely on the burst. Try to go straight for headshots. As you see, I got 21, and that's just the first time going through, just learning what the sensitivity feels like. The second time through, it should be better. Okay, that number should be better because you know what the sensitivity is like, and depending on the number, it's going to be between, depending on how comfortable you feel, and the number is going to tell you how good you did, right? So what should happen is if the number is higher, it means you feel more comfortable with it, right? Kind of makes sense, but don't let the number distract you, because if you get a perfect number, it doesn't necessarily mean that's your perfect sensitivity. It could just mean that this is too easy for you, right? So just keep going through, finish the steps, and I'll see you on the other side with that. We're going to keep going. This video would be very long if I do every single step, so I'm going to try to break it down for you, and we're going to go from there. So, done. It was barely better, but still got a better number. And now, so I know what that feels like. I know what I can expect out of that. Roughly 21, 22 out of 30. Okay, pretty comfortable. That's actually a pretty decent number. But now we're gonna go on to the next sensitivity. We're gonna plug that in and see how we fare there. Okay, went through, got that done. It was a 20, fairly close. But the biggest thing is not necessarily what you can get the higher number on. The biggest thing is finding out what you're more comfortable with. So I already know just after the first go through that I'm a lot more comfortable with the lower number, but I'm still going to do it again just to practice, see what it feels like. So like I thought, it's not really that great. I'm going to go to the site here, and I am going to choose the lower one, because the lower one did feel a lot better. The numbers were on average a lot higher, and I felt more comfortable. So we're going to go with the low one. Okay, it's going to give us a new value of numbers. So we have 0.432, and then we have 1.08. So we're going to plug those numbers in exactly how they come out. Okay, so 19, not that bad of a number, but it does feel like really, really slow for me. Okay. Another thing I want you guys to keep in mind is this method that I'm using to aim. I'm always kind of coming back to the center here, and then I'm going for the head from here. Kind of like I'm pulling on like a tight rope, right? And it's like an elastic, and it's always kind of taking me right back to where I start. So that's how I want you guys to get that method down, because that's how you really test the the sensitivity, how you get a good feel for it. If you could go from one headshot over here, and the next headshot is over here, and then the next headshot is like way over here, it's not going to be a true representation of your aim if you're just going 1, 2, 3. What you need to do is go here and go 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? Go back after every shot, shoot, back to the middle, find the next one, shoot, back to the middle. Okay? Just follow that. It might be a little bit weird at first, but the really good thing is that if it's a little bit hard for you, if it's not that easy, is that you're building this rhythm, you're building this muscle memory, and this is the kind of stuff you're going to really need if you want to take your aim to the next level. And I can promise you on that. So, let's try this one again. Okay, so we did it the second time, and felt a lot better because we practiced what it's like the first time. 24 is a pretty good score. Now we're going to try the next sensitivity, which is a lot higher. That one is going to be 1.08. We're going to try that, which was actually, if you remember, that was kind of the perfect sensitivity it told us from. We were just doing the aim trainer to basically get the movement and the looking around for the sensitivity that is better for games that you're not shooting a lot. So that was what we actually started with. So let's try that, and it should be better, right? Because we did already tune that one. Let's see. So first time going through, 24, not a bad number. We're gonna try that again, see if we can get higher, because this is supposed to be the sensitivity we did tune it for. So let's try. Slightly better, not perfect, right? Didn't feel like it could get 30 out of 30. I really didn't feel like I could hit every single shot there, but for the sake of this, it's gonna, you have to choose which one you like better. I like this one better. It was the one we fine-tuned for. It did feel a lot better, although it did feel a little bit slippery. My score on average was just better, and I know I'm more comfortable with aim like this, okay? So we're gonna hit next step, and I'm gonna say high, because higher felt better. 1.08 felt better, okay? So now we're gonna go on to the next numbers. We have 0.756, and we have 1.296, okay? I'm gonna plug those in and do it again. Okay, 20, try it again. Okay, 24. Not too bad. Now we're gonna try the next one. 1.296. Okay, 20. I'm gonna try this again. So I got almost the exact same score on both of them, okay? Like I said, score is not everything. It's all about which one do you feel more comfortable with. Do I feel like I could have hit 30 out of 30 with this one? Not really. I think it's a little bit too quick for me to really pinpoint. Like, I know if I saw somebody around the corner and I spot them right away, do I feel like I'm going to go immediately and hit that shot with this one? Or did I feel like I was going to go and hit that shot with the other one? I would say the other one just slightly, just by a tiny bit. I feel like the lower one, I actually have a little bit more control with. Although this one was really close. And you can do it again if you're really not sure. But I'm going to go with the slower one. I think the slower one just did have the slight edge on control for me. So I'm going to add one more step. And I'm going to say low. Low felt better. Okay, so we're going to get some new values. I'm going to get 0.605. And we're going to get 1.026. Let's do it all over again. So 23 on my first try. That's pretty good. Let's go again. $28. Pretty good. So what this means when you get really high numbers is that you're really comfortable with these sensitivities. And I did feel really good. I did kind of feel like I could hit 30 out of 30 with this one. So it's going to be tough to beat this one. Now, we're going to go 1.026. Worth giving it a try. Okay. 25, not bad for the first go. We're going to try that again. So what happened there is that although it felt really good the first time, the second time I did it and I thought I knew the sensitivity, I was missing shots and they're all really, really close. So for the sake of, feeling which one am I more comfortable with, the lower one definitely. I feel like with the lower one, I was actually getting close to 30 out of 30, and we're gonna go back. We're gonna choose that one. So when stuff like that happens, when you get a really good number the first time, that's why I tell you to do it 2 times, because the second time it really shows more light. You think you know the sensitivity, and I thought I did, but when I went to go use it, I was missing just so slightly, and that's the difference between winning games and losing games. That's why we're doing this. That's why you're watching this, and that's why we want to find your perfect sensitivity. So we're gonna choose the lower one, and we're gonna continue. So we got new values: 0.484 and 0.815. 26, pretty good score to start. Let's do that again. Felt pretty comfortable. Don't feel like I would have hit 30 out of 30 or like I could, but still pretty close. Like it's very close. We're gonna try the higher sensitivity. That felt all right. We're gonna try it one more time. This one's gonna be pretty tough to tell because they both feel pretty good. Okay, 25. So this is one of those ones where it's really, really tight. I do feel that because of the tracking, and I feel like because of the movement, with this one, I feel like I'm more accurate. I feel like I can actually get to the spot quicker, and I still feel like I'm quick and I'm accurate enough to say that I'm more comfortable with this one. So we're gonna choose higher for this one. Now we got 0.650 and 0.978. Let's try that again. Okay, 25 for the first time, pretty good. Let's try again. Why did I get so high? Because I feel like I'm getting really good with this. I feel like I could actually hit almost 30 out of 30. Not that it's perfect yet, but I feel really, really comfortable with this. We're gonna try the next one. 0.978. So we're gonna go with the shorter one. Another thing with the lower one anyway, another thing I want to mention is if you find a sensitivity that you can actually get 30 out of 30 every single time, like if you try it like 4 or 5 times and you get 30 out of 30 most of those times, and if you're not getting 30 out of 30, you're getting like 29, stop there. That is great. That is fantastic. That is what you want to aim for. You want to find that sensitivity that you hop on, get on the game, and you're boom, 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 gonna hit every shot. So if you do find that one sensitivity that you can hit 30 and you tried it 2-3 times and you hit 30 every single time, you can stop right there. I think you found your perfect sensitivity. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to continue because the lower number is really good. I got up to 29 and I do feel like I can hit 30, but I don't feel like I can hit 30 every single time. So we're going to keep trying. We're going to keep trying to find that perfect sensitivity for me. Okay, we got 0.617, and 0.814. Okay, 26. This one felt really good. Not as fine-tuned as the other one, I think, but still really, really good. I still feel like I could get in that 25 range probably every time. So we're going to try the other one, 8.14. Okay, 24 for the first time. We're going to try that again. Okay, 24. So between this one and the lower one, I feel like the lower one, I feel like both of them I'm pretty good with. The lower one I did feel slightly more comfortable with, just like barely, but the speed of this one was really good. The most important thing is to find comfortability, like which one is more comfortable for you. So just because the shorter one was just a tad more comfortable, I'm gonna go with that one. Even though I really like the speed of this one, it's more important to find one that's more comfortable because you want to be able to go 30 out of 30. That is how you'll find your perfect sensitivity. Once you find the one that you can do it 30 out of 30 every single time, if you can do 28 out of 28 every time, or you can do 27 out of 27 every time, that's still really, really good. But we're going to keep going. We'll see what we end up with. 0.586 and 0.716. I honestly feel like this might be it. Like, it's really, really good. But we're going to keep going just to see what happens. Okay, 26. Not as good, but I still feel really comfortable with this one. This value here, the 0.586, yeah, it does feel really, really good. 0.716 now. Let's just see if that feels any better. Okay, 0.23 for the first time. Go again. Okay, 0.27, pretty good. So between this one and the lower one, I'm still gonna give the lower one a slight edge. This one felt really good, but it just at the right end of it felt a little bit too slippery. So I'm gonna give the lower one the bit of the edge. I do like the speed on this one a lot, but I feel way more comfortable with hitting 30 out of 30 with the lower one. So we're gonna go with the lower one. 0.557, and then we got 0.651. So we're gonna try them again. $23. Go again. Okay, 21. So felt okay, not as comfortable as like some of the other numbers, but let's plug in the next one and see how it goes. 0.651. Okay, 0.24. Try that again. So between these two, I do like the higher one better. I feel like I have a better chance of going 20 for 20, or 30 for 30, sorry, with 0.651. The 0.557 was just a little bit too low. And then we got 0.604 and 0.683. So again. So guys, the nice thing with this sensitivity calculator is that it goes as far as you're willing to go. We are on stage 10 right now. What I recommend is after stage 10 is take a little bit of a break. You've been here for a while, so we're going to do this one. We're going to find the value, take a little bit of a break, and then we'll be right back. So let's go ahead with this. Okay, 25. Okay, 24. Not bad. I felt pretty comfortable with it. We'll see what 0.683 feels like. I feel like 0.683 might even be a little bit better, so I guess we'll check it out. I didn't feel like I could actually hit 30 out of 30 with that one, but I did feel pretty good with it. Let's try this. Okay, 0.24 to start. Next one. This one's really tough because the numbers, they are very close. I feel like with the first one, I have better accuracy, but I feel like with this one, I have better speed. So this is really gonna be, like I said, this is always personal preference. And since we're down so close to the closest numbers, this is where I'm gonna tell you that essentially your perfect sensitivity is in between these two numbers. Somewhere in between these two numbers is probably your perfect sensitivity, like most likely, very, very likely. Now the question is, at stage 10, you want to ask yourself, what kind of games are you playing? Are you playing games where you're fighting a few of enemies at a time? Or are you playing games with a lot of enemies? Okay, and what I mean by that is, for example, a game like Valorant, I believe it's 5v5. So there's only going to be 5 other enemies in front of you that you have to kill. Whereas, for example, if you're playing Call of Duty, specifically games like Warzone, or specifically games like even online multiplayer, where there is a lot of enemies, you might actually rely on the speed a little bit better than like the pinpoint accuracy, in my opinion. You might just be, although you can hit those accurate shots, you might just be a little bit too slow. So at stage 10, we've been here for a while. This is where it kind of comes up to you to decide, what kind of games am I sticking with? Am I going with games where I want to make sure I hit that final headshot, like I have to hit that headshot? Or am I going with games where one headshot won't even kill them, so I need speed in order to make sure I kill all the enemies in front of me? All right, so it's a pretty tough decision. And as you can see, the numbers are really so close, and they really both felt pretty good. So for the sake of this video, I am going to take a little bit of a break, first of all, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell you why I go with the one that I go with, okay? Okay, guys, so I'm back, took a little break. So last thing we left off is talking about why certain sensitivities would be better. One is going to be a little bit quicker, and one's going to be a little bit more accurate, and why I chose to go with the one that I think is better for me. I do play a lot of Call of Duty, but I do also play a lot of games like Valorant and CSGO. I think for me, it's more important to have pinpoint accuracy than it is to have that little bit of extra speed. And that's because I feel like speed can be trained. I feel like the speed to go from, like, for example, one side of your screen to the other side of your screen, although you would get the extra bit of boost if you go with the speed now, I feel like if you really stick with the sensitivity and you practice for a very long time, I feel like the speed is actually something you can train yourself to get better at. And it's not like it's a huge big of a difference, but it is something, for me and for the style of games that I play, that I think is something I can train myself to do, get a lot quicker, and still keep my pinpoint accuracy for those moments where I don't need to be fast and I need to be accurate. So for me, because both sensitivities are really good, I'm still going to go with the lower one because I think it is it's more accurate and not as quick. But for you, it might be a little bit different. If you like a little bit more speed, then focus on that. And it's all good. At the end of the day, you can always go back, redo the guide, redo the steps, and find something that works for you if you didn't find something that, find something this time. So keep in mind, at stage 10 is where it's really going to break off. It's like, what do you really want? Do you really want something that's like boom, 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 boom? Like you could go all over the screen. You got enemies coming from you from all over the place, and your tracking is just going to be like almost dead on when you practice. Or do you want something that's going to be dead on right away? And yeah, you might lose out some fights because you're a little bit slow, but doesn't mean that with more practice and repetition, you can't get quicker and get to a point where you're really just beaming. So, like I said, we're going to go with the solar one. We're going to continue. We're at stage 10. I think by stage 17 or 18, you're kind of going to hit a plateau where, it's going to be too tough to tell because the numbers are too close. But that's the rest. That's how you do these kind of things. So let's keep going. I'm going to go with the add a step, and we're going to go with the lower value here. So now I got 0.574 and 0.644. Okay, 26, pretty good for the first run. Let's try again. Okay, 27. So this one felt pretty good. It felt pretty accurate. We're gonna try the next one out. 0.644. Okay, 0.25, 25 I mean. That's pretty good. Let's keep going. Okay, 24. So I think, although I do really like the speed on this one, it did feel like a little bit more fluid. I do like the accuracy for the first one a little bit better. I feel like I can line up a lot easier. So we're gonna go with the lower one again. So the next one is 0.545 and 0.609. Okay, 23 to start. Let's go again. And 20. So, although it did feel pretty accurate, I just felt like it was too slow, and it was missing a lot of shots because I was just too slow. So let's try 0.609. Okay, 25, let's try again. Okay, so I did really like this one. I think the speed and the accuracy is a lot more kind of where I want it to be. So it did feel a lot more comfortable than the early one. So we're going to add another step and we're going to go high. That brings us to step 13. Yeah. 0.577 and 0.639. Just keep going. Okay, 24 to start. Let's go again. Okay, felt pretty accurate. The speed was actually not bad at all either. Then I'm gonna go 0.639. Okay. Okay, 24 to start. Not bad. Okay, 23. So, the lower one was, I felt like it was pretty accurate and the speed wasn't bad. But this one, I felt like the speed was better and the accuracy was actually like probably better, if not like the same. So I'm gonna go with this one because it does have more upside. So we're gonna go with the higher one this time. And like I said, guys, it's all about which one you feel more comfortable with. Like that's the only thing that I have to base this off is which one do I feel that I can hit more headshots with and I can go 30 out of 30 with if I had to. You know, if someone said do 30 out of 30 with this one or this one, I'd say, okay, give me this one. Try my best. We went high with this one. Now we got 0.608 and 0.671. Okay, 21 to start. Okay, 27. I gotta be honest, this one feels it could be like a 30 out of 30 if I practice. Let's try the next one. 0.671. Okay, 25 to start, not bad. Okay, 21. So, if I gotta choose between the both, I'm gonna go with the lower one. Like I said, I feel like I could actually hit 30 out of 30 with that if I tried. So, I mean, if I practice, I am trying. So, 608. That's the one. So, we're gonna add another step and we're gonna go low. We got 0.578 and 0.640. Okay. Okay, 28 to start. That's pretty good. Okay, 0.23. So, should have got better, but, you know, it's a good indication that the first time was probably just maybe a little bit lucky, but 23, still not bad at all. Now I'm gonna practice on 0.604. Okay, 24 to start, not bad. .26. So now what I want you guys to take a look at, that was round 15. What I want you guys to take a look at is the numbers, basically the numbers in the past. So for me, if I go back and I look at, you know, stage 9, stage 11, stage 13, and then stage 15, all the numbers are so close. They're just like so close. They're almost the exact same number, right? Which is probably what yours should look like. So what that means is that that number in the middle, mine being 0.609, that's probably the perfect sense. So I could keep doing this all day long, but because I see this pattern of the numbers repeating, and what that tells me is that 0.578, it feels really good accuracy wise, and then 0.640 feels really good speed wise, and the numbers are repeating. That 0.609 is probably the perfect sensitivity for me. So what I could do is I could go and do 609, and I can practice that and practice that. But the other thing too is to keep in mind is that in order to get to actually find that perfect sensitivity, you would have to do this hundreds of times. Is what it seems like. I would have to do this all day and keep going to find that perfect sensitivity. For the sake of this video, we don't have time for that. But if you really care that much, take this as far as you can go. If you can sit through doing this through 50 levels and you think that's going to help you find the perfect sensitivity, I totally, I wish you the best. I hope you find it. But for me, because I see this trend and I see 609 and it's came up in the middle already twice, and I have 608 in the middle, I believe that 609 is going to work really well for me. So what I'm going to do is going to go to 609, and I'm just going to practice that for a bit. I want to see how I feel about it. Okay, 27, pretty good. So I could do this again and again and keep trying until I hit that, almost hit that 30. For me, I feel like this is really good. It doesn't necessarily feel perfect, but I'm gonna do it a few more times, and basically I'll let you know how you can tell what you're missing, if you're missing a little bit of accuracy or if you're missing a little bit of speed. And I might have to break down the video a little bit, so just to kind of show you what I mean. So I'm gonna do this a couple more times, and then I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay, so I just did that again. I know what 609 is all about. In my opinion, what I'm missing is a little bit of accuracy. I feel like the accuracy is just like a tad off. So what I'm going to try is I'm going to bring it down. We got 609. I'm going to bring it down to just straight up 6. Let's see how that feels. See if it gets even more accurate. Okay. Did it again, and it does feel actually a little bit more accurate. Now what I got to do is keep going lower and lower and see if I can keep going to the point where it is perfectly accurate for me. And I'll show you how I do that. So we got 0.6. So I'm going to go 0.595. Let's try that. See how that feels. Okay, there we go. So I could do that again just to see if, if my suspicions were right. no editing tricks here, guys. This is literally what 0.595 did for me, and the way I did that is I went to the middle there. I find 6.09, and then I got a little bit lower. I tried 0.6, and I felt like, you know what, it's still a little bit maybe too quick. I need a little bit more accuracy. 0.595, my first 30 of the day. Okay, I'm gonna try this again and see what I get. Okay, 26 on the second time. So I got a 30 the first time, 26 on the second time. I could assume that maybe I just got a little bit lucky the first time. So what I'll do here is I'll go even a bit lower. So let's try 0.59. Okay. Okay, 25 the first time. Let's give it one more try now that I don't know what it's like. See if I can get that 30 again. Okay, 25, still a really good number. I did like the 5.95 a little bit better, but I did have a few concerns with the accuracy. So what I'm gonna do is just gonna bump it up a notch. Let's go right in the middle. So I'm gonna do it was 0.95. So let's try 0.9. Let's go 0.93. 5.93. We're gonna try that out. And this is what I really mean about fine tuning, guys. This is how you're gonna find that perfect sensitivity. As you saw, I got my first 30 today, and all it took was a few adjustments. I know it's kind of one of those things where it's really like you have to feel it out, and the more you do this, the better you'll get at it. But I hope you know, the way I'm explaining it is able to kind of get you comfortable to try those you know, micro adjustments. Don't be too worried about playing around with it. Don't be too scared to do that. Okay, 28, pretty good. Do I feel like I can hit 30 out of 30 this one? Just about, honestly. I might try this one more time. I might even go back and do another micro adjustment. Maybe I go 5.92 to see if I can get like that extra little bit of that fine tuning. I know this is crazy that, you know, for a lot of people, the 100th of a point might not make a difference. You know, it could just be luck. But I think that I've done this enough times and I've been doing this for a while, especially throughout this last year, that, you know, I'm not scared to just try it. I know it might sound crazy, but I'm not scared to just try it, and in hopes that I find that perfect accuracy. Because if I do find that perfect accuracy, then, you know, I'm coming for everybody's head, right? So let's try it again. Let's see what 0.592 feels like. You know, you could say, dude, there's no difference. But if you don't try, how are you going to know, right? Okay, 25 again. So for me, based off the numbers, based off, you know, the comfortability of it, I am going to stay with 0.593. That is going to be the number I go with. I feel like if I use this number enough, I could probably hit 30. I'm going to do it one, maybe two more times just to see how I feel about it. And then I'm going to teach you how to convert this number from Valorant to other games and other titles. So stick around for the last part of the video, and I'm just gonna do this a few more times, see how it goes. Okay guys, so time for the last part of the video. So now that we have our perfect sensitivity for Valorant, I'm gonna teach you how to bring it to other games and other titles. And with Aim Lab, you can do all that, and you can also practice and basically improve your aim. It does take a lot of time. You know, a lot of people put a lot of hours into this app to perfect their aim and bring it to a level where they're really happy with. So I'm going to teach you what it looks like when you first load in. If you've already used Aim Lab, there is a way to reset your progress so you can do the tutorial all over again and start over with your new aim. You can do that, or you can just input your aim in and start working on you know, the different practices and stuff like that. But for new users, this is what it's going to look like. Okay, so you are also going to need to set up an account for all this kind of stuff. So once you're in the welcome page, we're going to hit language, English, whatever language it offers you there. Then it's going to say select game, Aim Lab. What I want you to do is click that, and I want you to go all the way down to find Valorant. And your sensitivity, remember what we had it at is 0.593. So for me, it's 0.593. I want you guys to put in whatever number you ended up with there. And then we're going to hit next. And here it's going to ask you about all your post-processing and graphics and stuff. I'm probably going to leave mine as is. I think it looks pretty good. Where it says quality fantastic, I could just go to simple quality. I think I'll leave it on simple, and then weapon enable destruction, weapon model, leave all that as is, and then post-processing, I would probably turn that off. Okay, so we're gonna hit apply, and then we're gonna hit next. Okay, so finish. So now the setup is complete, you're ready to get started. So what we're gonna do is it's gonna take you through a quick little tutorial. I'm gonna teach you how that all works. We're gonna hit play. So the first one is grid shot, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit next up here. And targets will spawn randomly across the invisible grid on the screen. Killing a target will make another one spawn, so there's always targets on the screen. So you're gonna go through all of these, you know, different mini games and all these trainers. And at the end, if you go over to your settings, it's going to show you what your sensitivity is for every other games. So I'm going to run through this and I'm going to show you at the end what it all looks like. Okay, so I just did the first one. It shows me my accuracy, my time to kill, my score, things along those lines. It's going to go through all of this. It's going to show you my results. This is really cool, is your insights. Your insights going to tell you what you're really good at and what you're really weak at. Obviously for mine, it's going to say, because I rushed through it, it's going to tell me I'm awful at aiming. And you can take that with a grain of salt, or you can, take it super serious. If you really want to get to that next level, I would definitely recommend practicing and using this app. So it tells me I have hypometria. It says, regardless of how frequency you miss a target, when you do miss, you tend to undershoot. Okay, good to know. And then upper screen weakness. It says you're better at eliminating targets below your cursor than above. Okay, really cool. So I like how it does tell you that kind of stuff, and it tells you things that you need to improve on. How you'll improve on them is just by using this app over and over and over again and practicing to get that perfect aim. I know we all of us just got brand new sensitivities, so it's totally okay if we see, a bunch of weaknesses. We're gonna work on them. That's what this is all about. So continue on to the next part. So for this, I gotta shoot the orb and then a new one's gonna pop up. So again, gonna give you your score, gonna give you your accuracy, time to kill. I'm gonna look at my insights, okay, lower screen weakness. You're better at eliminating targets above your cursor than below. We can fix that, okay. So last time it said I'm better at eliminating targets below my cursor. Now it's saying I'm better at eliminating targets above my cursor. So that's what I mean with the weaknesses, guys. Like I said, we're all on new sensitivities. So it's cool to read them and it's cool to see the insights, but don't worry too much. All right, on to the next one. Okay, so for this game, I gotta shoot the blue orb, and then I gotta shoot the blue orb right after. So whatever one you shoot in the middle, you have to shoot right after the next time. Color, I mean. So blue to blue, and then if it's ever red in the middle, then red to red. Okay, it's gonna give you your score, gonna give you decision accuracy, reaction time, things along those lines. Then you're gonna go to insights again, upper screen weakness. You're better eliminating targets below your cursor than above. Okay, good to know. Thank you. On to the next one. Pure reaction time. So as soon as you see an orb, you're shooting. You don't have to shoot at the orb. You just got to go for it. I think I've probably done this one wrong before. So all I'm doing for this one is I'm just looking at the middle. I'm using my peripheral vision. I was relying on my peripheral vision to basically tell me when it's coming, not looking around trying to, freak out, trying to find where it is. Just basically looking dead in the middle. And if anything pops up, just react. So insights on this one. Upper screen weakness. You're better at eliminating targets below your cursor than above. Okay. Results. Hey, look what I got. I got a few champs. It says I'm 90th percent or better of all players who did this task. And then you place in 90% or better at this precision task. Cool. So I got a few trophies. So it's saying I'm actually good at something. Thank you, AimLab. I appreciate that. On to the next one. Okay, so this is where we're going to practice our tracking. This is really important, especially in slower paced games like Valorant, when your bullet matters way more. Because if you know someone is coming around the corner, you can kind of line up those headshots. So this is a really important one that a lot of people A lot of people practice this. Okay, that one's pretty hard. I gotta give it to whoever's good at that. Good for you. That one's pretty hard for me. I'm gonna go, so score, accuracy, average on time. I'm gonna go to insights. Poor tracking. Poor tracking accuracy is well below average. Okay, you can improve your tracking by placing more straight shot. Okay. So guys, this is one I definitely got to work on, and it's totally okay. You know, good to know. On to the next one. Shoot the orb, and then it's gonna spawn a new one. Let's give it a go. Okay, guys, so I gave my score, accuracy, time to kill. All right, gonna go back to insights. Right side weakness. You perform much better eliminating targets on your left than your right, and we can fix that. Awesome, good to know. So for the sake of this video, we're done. I did speed up probably the practices. I'm not sure. I haven't edited it yet, so I'm most likely going to speed those up. But anyways, we're going to go to continue. It's going to give you a placement Ruby 2. Okay, not bad. I really don't even know what that means, to be honest. So flicking, tracking, speed, precision, perception, and cognition. Really cool. You can replay the tutorial if you like. If you found that really fun, you want to try it again, I'd say replay it. But we're going to go to Play Aim Lab. Going to take us to the main menu. And now, guys, what I want you to do is go over to Settings, I believe. Oh, you gotta go click a few times, click through some things. And then when you go over here to controls and sensitivity, remember how I put mine as 0.593 because I thought that was the one, that was the perfect sensitivity for me. Now what you can do is once you have that plugged in, now what you can do is you can go to other games. For example, we could go to, let's see here, we can go to any other game. Let's go to PUBG, Players Unknown. So it's going to give you your perfect sensitivity there. So 45.96131. So all you got to do is you can take a picture of that with your phone, and then you can plug it into the other game that you want. This has a lot of games on here. Overwatch. So sensitivity on Overwatch is 6.289. So all you got to do, take a picture of that, bring it over to the other game. Same thing with all these other games. There's even Minecraft in here. Minecraft 41.94. Then we got a few other games. We got Hunt Showdown, 0.965 for Hunt Showdown. If you haven't tried it, it's actually a pretty fun game. GTFO, we got Grand Theft Auto series, Grand Theft Auto, 0.8353, yeah. So it's all here, you can choose, and then a lot of them have different releases. So that's GTA 5, and you can even go out to San Andreas and find your sensitivity for San Andreas. I know a big one that you guys are going to look for is Call of Duty. Just keep in mind, Escape from Tarkov's here, Dead by Daylight, Deadside, all these games, DayZ. Cyberpunk 27 is it's updated, so even that's on here now. But I know a lot of you guys are probably curious about the Call of Duty. So Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone is actually, Black Ops Cold War is actually, I think, a little bit different than Warzone. It's just a tad different. And keep in mind, all these other settings are adjusted as well. So if the game has other settings, they will be here when it comes to aim. So that's really it. In terms of bringing your sensitivity over from one game to another game. So all starts with Valorant, all starts with the shooting range, because I think that is the best place to practice and get the right accuracy. So I'm going to do a quick recap of where we started, right? We're going to close this down. We figured it all out. You can go through, you can take your pictures and do all that. So what we started with is finding our perfect sensitivity. So we found our perfect sensitivity for just straight up movement. Nothing to do with shooting, just looking around for games that, you're going to be interested in just more exploring, games like that, or you don't necessarily need to be completely accurate, but, you want to have something very comfortable. We found the sensitivity for that, okay? And then we found our fine-tuned sensitivity that we're going to use for specifically shooters, games like Valorant, Call of Duty, things like that. And then I taught you how to bring those values from the shooting range in Valorant over to Aim Labs, how to practice a little bit. You're going to get your placing, and then you're going to bring that over to other games and other titles. So guys, if you want any more information on Aim Labs, you can go check out some other YouTube videos. It's going to teach you how to train and get that aim a little bit better. As for me, I'm out. Thanks for sticking through the entire video. I do also stream on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/frylive. I hope you guys, have some time to go check that out. And it was a lot of fun making this video for you guys. please, you know, let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it. Also, feel free to drop in your perfect sensitivity. It'd be really cool to see the variety of different sensitivities for different people. So again, guys, thanks for coming through. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.
Omen?
3 killed.
You're imposter?
Yes. Yes.
Well done.
Let's fucking go, squad! Oh my god. Hey. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey. we fucking did it, dude.
Let's go.